battle for our place. It is a battle continually. And you have to decide, how hard do I want to fight it? So being a vice president in tech, it is a battle almost on the daily with people that assume I don't know what I'm talking about, assume I'm a dumb blonde, assume whatever, name it. And I always have to be more aggressive, stronger in my opinions, don't take BS, because sometimes you give these people that are like that an inch and they will, take a mile. And so you have to really be mindful about how you want to portray yourself. Because sometimes you're playing a role. Sometimes you have to think about, what does that look like? For me, I have to be as authentic as I can, because I'm not a good liar. I have to be able to sleep and get out of bed in the morning, so I have to be authentic to myself. But then you are sometimes playing a role. When I took this role and came back to Oracle 4 years ago, it was the biggest role I'd had. And I remember thinking to myself, I have to fake it until I'm comfortable in it. So I just have to, they ask me a question, I know the answer. I just have to be ready for anything. And then eventually I owned that role. And now I'm asking for more responsibility. I was telling the ladies in the room, I'm asking for a larger role at Oracle, which would be there's not many women in the company or in the industry that would have a title I'm going for, but I need to start to live that role now to get that role, right? And so I'm still thinking about how I portray myself.
But also, think about what you want long term and push that.
It's important to be a really great listener. Whether or not you agree with everything the person says, listening is going to make you smarter than talking, right? So talk to people, ask them, and then determine your own opinion.
Focus on what works for you, and the rest just sort of falls into place. But that was a big one for me, is taking everybody's advice and trying not to feel so guilty, and really just focusing on what worked for our family. And that also has been true, quite frankly, in my career.
Companies are almost always working from a defensive position. People don't want to pay for things, even if they're very large companies. But some of the things that really kind of put us on a more defensive stance, I would say, again, I'm speaking personally, is when you work with a vendor who's like, yeah, we can do that. We can absolutely do that. We'll do that too. Yep, we can get that done in 6 months. Yeah, no problem. Whatever you ask for, whatever requirement, we'll get it done, because it's not true.
Look at your life like a big life. Have a big life. If you're constantly trying to say, my work and my life, is it balanced? It's never really going to be balanced. I've been doing this 30 years. You're never going to have full balance. But if you can look at yourself and go, I have a big life. I'm going to be in Chicago on a Friday for work, and I'm going to take the weekend with my girlfriends there. I'm going to add things in to your life so that it's a big life. It isn't just that work-life balance battle, because it's a losing battle, and it's going to depress you. I can tell you that right now. So just try and build in things that feed you and create it as a big life.